Madi now in the Trinity. The Trinity. During the first 2 days, we spoke about rhythm, about the primordial wave that creates time, about the game of the universal mind, in which everything is a hologram projected from the origin. Today, I want to share something fundamental: how consciousness is structured in order to navigate that game. Human consciousness functions as a trinity, 3 aspects that work together, that need one another, that form a complete system. Mind, emotion, action. Or, stated another way, mind, soul, body. These 3 dimensions are the pillars of this entire project. And they are also the pillars of how reality itself functions. The mind, narrative, and vision. The first dimension is the mind. The mind is the one that thinks, imagines, creates maps, and understands patterns. The mind is the eye that sees the path before walking it. But the mind is not only abstract thought. The mind is narrative. As we saw yesterday, stories are keys. Myths are circuits. Legends are coordinates. The human mind organizes itself through narratives that give meaning to experience. That is why the first mission of this project is the mental mission. It focuses on telling stories, myths, and narratives that explain consciousness, on offering frameworks of understanding through classes, conferences, writings, and educational content, on reinterpreting ancient memories from an integrative vision. The purpose of the mental mission is to expand and organize the mind so it can receive a new state of consciousness. If your mind is fragmented, confused, trapped in narratives that limit you, any experience you live will be filtered through that chaos. That is why the mind must first be ordered, given a clear map, a coherent narrative. The mind is what awakens the individual. It shows that there is a path, that a map exists, that reality can be understood in a different way. The mind gives purpose. The soul, experience, and bond. The second dimension is the soul, or as we also call it, emotion. The soul is what feels, what beats, what connects with the heart. The soul is the engine that moves you, the frequency that animates you, the inner fire that drives you forward. You can have a perfect map in the mind. You can understand all the concepts. You can know exactly where to go. But if your soul does not feel the call, if your heart does not beat with the path, you will never truly walk it. That is why the second mission of this project is the emotional mission. It is expressed through retreats, journeys, ceremonies, and networked missions, encounters between cultures and territories, experiences, lived in community. The purpose of the emotional mission is for people not only to understand consciousness, but to live it. To live consciousness means to feel it in the body, to experience it in relationship with others, to celebrate it in ceremony, to mourn it in moments of symbolic death, to laugh it in moments of rebirth. Emotion generates cohesion, shared purpose, and a sense of belonging. Because when you feel something together with others, when you live a profound experience in community, a bond is created that transcends words. The soul creates the cultural nation, not a nation of geographical borders, but a field of shared consciousness where all those who resonate at the same frequency can recognize one another as part of the same family. The soul gives identity. The body, manifestation and matter. The third dimension is the body, or as we also call it, action. The body is what does, what builds, what materializes. The body is the hand that takes a stone and places it upon another stone until the temple exists. You can have the clearest vision in the mind. You can feel the most intense fire in the soul. But if you do not act, if you do not manifest, if you do not build, everything remains in the world of ideas and never becomes real. That is why the third mission of this project is the physical mission. It includes educational and cultural spaces, alchemical gardens and nodes of consciousness, alchemical technological centers, digital platforms, and collaborative economic structures. The purpose of the physical mission is to give stable form to consciousness by creating places and systems that sustain and expand it. Because consciousness needs a body in order to manifest. It needs physical spaces where people can gather. It needs technologies that facilitate connection. It needs economies that value the time dedicated to creating consciousness. It needs structures that protect and nurture the process. The body builds the real and virtual state. Everything that in the mind was vision, and in the soul was tradition, here becomes technology, territory, and civilizational structure. The body gives manifestation. The Trinity as a complete system. These three dimensions do not function separately. They operate as an integrated system. The mind awakens the individual. It shows the map, tells the story, opens understanding. The soul creates the cultural nation. It unites awakened individuals in a shared experience, a sense of belonging, a common identity. The body builds the real and virtual state. It materializes everything the mind envisioned and the soul felt, creating stable structures that sustain awakened consciousness. Without mind, you move blindly. Without soul, you move without life. Without body, you remain trapped in ideas that never materialize. Together, the three form the Trinity of consciousness. And that Trinity is alive in every moment of your existence and in every stage of this project. The Trinity in your personal life. This Trinity is not only theoretical. It operates constantly in your everyday life. When you decide to make a change in your life, you first need the mind to understand what is happening, to see the pattern you want to transform, to imagine a possible alternative. Then you need the soul to feel the deep desire for that change, to emotionally connect with the vision, so that your heart commits to the path. And finally, you need the body to act, to take concrete steps to materialize that transformation day by day. If you only think about change but do not feel it, it stays in your head and never reaches the heart. If you only feel it but do not act, it remains an emotion that fades with time. If you only act without understanding or feeling, you move mechanically without a clear purpose. All three dimensions must be aligned. The Trinity in the stages of the project. This project unfolds in three stages that correspond exactly to this Trinity. Stage 1, the mind, narrative, memory, and individual activation. Here the complete story of the origin is developed. The rupture of the golden egg, the lost eye, the 12 tribes, the Atlantean families, the planetary quantum machine. The messages of Gan and the function of the weaver, the pedagogical sequence, individual activations. This is the stage in which the conceptual ecosystem is created, generating meaning for everything that follows. Stage 2, the soul, the birth of nation, culture, tradition, and community. In this phase, cultural identity is developed, the triple calendar, the creation of Holy Nada, the integration of the 144 ancestral cultures, the Parliament of Consciousness. This stage provides identity, belonging, and cohesion. Stage 3, the body, the physical state, infrastructure, economy, and matter. This is the moment of the external state, technologies, architecture, economy, institutions, real structures that embody awakened consciousness. It includes physical spaces such as Alkhemia in Aswan, the egg temples, proprietary technologies, the virtual nation state, the Tokyon economic system, and the army of Odin APIs. These three stages are not strictly sequential. They function as a simultaneous trinity, feeding back into one another. The mind gives purpose, the soul gives identity, the body gives manifestation. Without one, the others do not function. Here is the key that many spiritual projects forget. If you work only on the mind, you create philosophers who understand everything but transform nothing. If you work only on the soul, you create emotional communities that feel good together but lack clear direction and sustainable structure. If you work only on the body, you create empty institutions, technologies without consciousness, structures that end up reproducing the very patterns of the system they sought to transform. The three dimensions need one another. That is why this project works on all three levels at the same time: narrative, experience, and manifestation, mind, soul, and body, purpose, identity, and form. The Trinity and time. And all of this connects with what we have been discussing about time. Time needs repair on all three levels. The mind needs to remember, to reunite fragmented narratives, and recover the memory of the origin. The soul needs to synchronize with natural cycles, to beat again at the rhythm of the heart of the universe, to celebrate solstices and equinoxes as calibrations of the axis. The body needs to build spaces and systems that respect biological time, that do not fragment human rhythm, that sustain harmony between the inner and the outer worlds. When all three dimensions are aligned with repaired time, the entire being functions in coherence. And when the being functions in coherence, it can navigate the ocean of consciousness without getting lost in it. Today we planted the third seed, the seed of the Trinity. Tomorrow we will continue. We will go deeper into how time is calibrated, how rhythms are adjusted, how cycles are navigated. But for today, hold on to this. You are mind, soul, and body. You are narrative, experience, and manifestation. You are vision, emotion, and action. And when the three work together, consciousness awakens in its entirety. Welcome to the path of the Trinity.